The Holy Quran, translated in English by Talal Itani, 2021 edition. Web address www.clearquran.org.
Quran Chapter 27. In the name of Allah, the kind, the caring. T.S. These are the signs of the Quran, the book that makes things clear. Guidance and good news for believers. Those who pray, and give charity, and are certain of the hereafter. Those who don't believe in the hereafter, we made their deeds seem good to them, so they wander aimlessly. These will have the worst punishment, and they'll be the biggest losers in the hereafter. You are receiving the Quran from the wise, the all-knowing. When Moses said to his wife, I noticed a fire. I will bring you news from there, or bring you a torch so that you warm up. Then, when he reached it, he was called, blessed is he in the fire and the one around it. And glory to Allah, Lord of humankind. O Moses, it's I, Allah, the Almighty, the Wise. Throw your staff. And when he saw it trembling, as if it were a demon, he turned around and ran away, not looking back. O Moses, don't be afraid, messengers shouldn't fear in my presence. Even the one who does evil, but then substitutes good for evil, I am forgiving and caring. Now put your hand in your cloak. And it will come out white, without blemish among 9 miracles to Pharaoh and his people. They are immoral people. But when our eye-opening miracles came to them, they said, this is obvious witchcraft. They rejected them, although their souls were certain of them, out of wickedness and pride. So look at what happened to those who spread corruption. We gave knowledge to David and Solomon. They said, praise be to Allah, who favored us over many of his faithful servants. Then Solomon succeeded David. He said, O people, we were taught the language of birds, and we were given all kinds of things. This is a clear favor. Solomon's armies consisting of demons, men, and birds gathered to parade before him. Until, when they came to the valley of ants, an ant said, Ants, go into your dwellings, lest Solomon and his armies crush you unknowingly. Then he smiled, laughed at her words, and said, My Lord, make me grateful to you for the blessings you gave my parents and me. And give me the strength to do good deeds to please you. And kindly, include me among your righteous worshippers. When he inspected the birds, he said, Why don't I see the hoopoe? Is he absent? I'll punish him severely, or I'll kill him unless he gives me a valid excuse. He didn't stay away for long. He said, I learned something you don't know. I'm bringing you reliable information from Sheba. I found a woman ruling over them. She was given everything, and she has a magnificent throne. I found her and her people worshipping the sun instead of Allah. Satan made their deeds attractive to them, and he blocked them from the path, so they aren't guided. Shouldn't they worship Allah, who reveals what's hidden in the heavens and on earth, and who knows what you conceal and reveal? Allah, there is no God, but He, Lord of the awesome throne. He said, We'll see whether you speak the truth or lie. Go with this letter, and hand it over to them. Then withdraw from them, and see how they respond. She said, My counselors, I received a kind letter. It's from Solomon, and it's, in the name of Allah, the kind, the caring. Don't think yourselves above me, but submit to me. She said, My counselors, advise me on this matter. I don't make any decisions without your presence and advice. They said, "We have the power and the military might, but the decision is yours, so tell us what to do." She said, "When kings enter a city, they devastate it and humiliate its nobility. That's what they always do. I will send them a gift, and I'll wait and see what the messengers bring back." When it reached Solomon, he said, "Are you offering me wealth? What Allah gave me is better than what He gave you. Only the likes of you rejoice in such gifts. Go back to them. We'll come at them with armies they can't resist. And we'll expel them from there, humiliated and subdued." He said, "O nobles, who can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?" A demonic imp said, "I can bring it to you before you rise from your position. I am strong enough to do it and trustworthy." He who knew the scripture said, "I can bring it to you before you blink." And when he saw it settled before him, he said, "This is my Lord's favor, to test me, whether I'm appreciative or not." Whoever is appreciative for his benefit. But whoever is unappreciative, my Lord is independent and generous. He said, "Disguise her throne for her, so that we may see whether she's guided or not." After she arrived, she was asked, "Is your throne like this?" She replied, "It looks exactly like it. We were given prior knowledge, and we were submitters." But she was prevented by what she worshipped besides Allah. She came from an unbelieving community. She was told, "Go into the courtyard." And when she saw it, she thought it was a pool, and she uncovered her legs. He said, "This courtyard is paved with glass." She said, "My Lord, I wronged myself, and I submit with Solomon to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. We sent to Tamud, their brother Saleh, worship Allah. But they became two disputing factions." He said, "My people, why rush to evil rather than good? If you only seek Allah's forgiveness, you'll be shown kindness." They said, "We feel uneasy about you and those with you." He replied, "Your feeling of unease rests with Allah. In fact, you're being tested." There was a gang of 9 people in the city, which caused mischief in the land, and wouldn't reform. They said, "Let's swear by Allah to attack him and his family at night, then tell his guardian, we didn't witness the murder of his family, and we're telling the truth." They planned a plan, and we planned a plan, but they didn't realize it. So notice the result of their plan: we destroyed them all, as well as their community. Here are their houses, empty because of their misdeeds. There is a lesson here for the knowledgeable. And we saved those who believed and showed respect. And Lot, when he said to his people, "Do you commit indecencies with your eyes wide open? Do you lust after men instead of women? You're ignorant people." But the only response from his people was to say, "Expel Lot's family from your city. They are purists." So we saved him and his family, except for his wife. We destined her with those who stayed behind. And we bombarded them with rain. Terrible was the rain of the forewarned. Say, "Praise be to Allah, and peace be upon His chosen servants." Is Allah better, or what they idolize? Who created the heavens and the earth, and who sends for you the rain from the sky? With it, we produce gardens full of beauty, whose trees you couldn't have produced. Is there a God alongside Allah? They are people who equate. Who made the earth a habitat, made rivers flow through it, placed mountains on it, and set a partition between the 2 seas. Is there a God alongside Allah? But most of them don't know. Who responds to the afflicted when he prays to him, eliminates adversity, and makes you successors on earth? Is there a God alongside Allah? How little you think. Who guides you in the darkness of land and sea, and who sends winds announcing his mercy? Is there a God alongside Allah? Exalted is Allah, beyond the partners they associate. Who starts creation, then repeats it, and gives you livelihood from the sky and the earth? Is there a God alongside Allah? Say, bring your evidence, if you speak the truth. Say, no one in the heavens or on earth knows the invisible except Allah, and they don't realize when they'll be resurrected. In fact, their knowledge of the afterlife is confused. In fact, they doubt it. In fact, they are blind to it. The unbelievers say, when we and our ancestors turn to dust, will we be brought out? That was promised to us and our ancestors before. These are just legends of antiquity. Say, travel on earth, and see the plight of the sinners. Don't grieve over them, nor be distressed by what they plot. They say, when will this promise come true, if you speak the truth? Say, it may be that what you're eager for is close behind you. Your Lord is gracious to people, but most of them are ungrateful. Your Lord knows what their hearts hide and reveal. There is nothing hidden in heaven and on earth, but it's in a clear document. This Quran explains to the Israelites most of their disagreements. It's guidance and mercy for believers. Your Lord will judge wisely between them. He's the Almighty, the All-Knowing. So rely on Allah. You're upon the clear truth. You can't make the dead hear. And you can't make the deaf hear the call, if they turn around and flee. And you can't lead the blind out of their error. You can make hear only those who believe in our revelations and are submitters. When the word falls on them, we'll bring a creature from the earth, telling them that people weren't sure of our revelations. On the day when we gather from every community an army of those who denied our signs, they will march in rows. Until, when they arrive, he will say, did you deny my verses without understanding them? Or what were you doing? And the decree will be issued against them, because of their misdeeds, and they won't speak. Don't they consider that we made the night for their rest and the day for visibility? There are signs here for believers. The day the trumpet is blown, everyone in the heavens and on earth will be terrified, except those whom Allah wills. Every one of them will come humbly before Him. You see the mountains, and you imagine them to be fixed. But they pass as the clouds pass. The making of Allah, who perfected everything. He knows what you do. Whoever comes with good deeds gets even better. They'll be safe from the horrors of that day. But whoever comes with evil deeds, their faces will be tumbled into the fire. Weren't you repaid for what you did? I was commanded to worship the Lord of this city, He who made it holy. All things belong to Him. And I was commanded to be submissive. And to recite the Quran. Whoever is guided to his benefit. And whoever goes astray, then say, I am just a warner. And say, praise be to Allah. He will show you His signs, and you'll recognize them. Your Lord isn't unaware of what you do.